Hey, how's it going guys? mltmagictricks here. So in today's video, I'm going to be performing and then teaching you this very cool card trick that involves the jokers finding your spectator selection in a pretty spectacular way. So I definitely recommend you guys stick around for this video to learn how to perform this trick. But really quickly, before we get into the performance, I just want to thank you all for the support you've shown on the channel recently. We are gaining subscribers really fast and we're almost at 140,000 subscribers, which is absolutely awesome. So thank you guys for that. And to show my appreciation, I am going to be starting a new Amazon gift card giveaway that will be taking place here on the channel. So I'm giving away 10 $10 Amazon gift cards. There's going to be 10 winners, and all you need to do in order to enter is be subscribed to the channel, leave a like on this video, and comment something you like about my channel or something you like about this specific video in the comment section below. And I will be announcing the 10 winners in a video within the next couple of weeks. So make sure you guys do enter, and now let's get straight into this performance. Okay, so I'm going to start off this trick just by placing the two jokers off to the side. We will get to these cards later in the trick, but right now I'm just going to mix up the pack a little bit. I'm going to give the deck a quick riffle shuffle. Now I would instruct my spectator to take out a card. So let's say they choose this card right here. And guys, for this trick, I do not want to look at the card, so I am just going to be showing you guys that is going to be your selection right there. I promise I'm not looking at it. Now we're just going to go ahead and lose your card somewhere here into the middle of the deck, just like that. And this is the part of the card trick where the two jokers come into play, because keep in mind here, I don't know what your card is, nor do I know where it is in the deck, but the two jokers are actually going to help me out in finding your card. So I'm just going to place the first joker somewhere here face up near the top of the deck, and I'm going to do the same thing here for the second joker. I'm going to place that face up near the bottom. So we have one joker face up near the top and we have another joker face up near the bottom. We're simply going to place these cards in just like that, give the deck a quick cut, and this is the part of the trick where you'll actually be able to see the two jokers trying to find your selection, because all I'm going to do here is wave my hand over the pack. I'm going to spread out the cards like this. You guys can actually see that the two jokers have come closer together in the middle of the deck, just like this. So the first joker here is telling me that all the cards above it do not contain your selection. So none of these cards contain your selection. That is what the first joker is telling me. And guys, the second joker here near the bottom, as you can see, is telling me that none of these cards actually contain your selection either. So the two jokers have narrowed down the deck a little bit, but we're going to try one more thing here. So we're just going to cut the cards here just like so. Now I'm going to go ahead and just give them another cut like this. Just mix up this pack a little bit. And all I'm going to do is wave my hands over these cards, and I'm going to spread them out like this. You guys will see that the jokers have somehow sandwiched one card and one card only. So I'm just going to get rid of some of the cards here off to the side, and we're going to take a look at the card that the jokers somehow actually sandwiched. And as you can see, that the one card that was in between the two jokers was not just any card. It happens to be your selection right there, the Jack of Clubs. And guys, the two cards, the four remaining cards that we have are not just any cards, because watch, I'll need to snap my fingers over these four, and you'll see that the four remaining cards are somehow the four aces. So guys, that is the card trick. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and if you want to learn how to do it, make sure to stick around for the tutorial. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that card trick, and if you guys are curious what deck I'm using for this video, I'm using the Theory 11 National Deck of Cards for this specific video. I have seen some comments, asking what decks I do use in my videos, so I plan on telling you guys what deck I use at the beginning of the tutorial. But now let's get straight into the tutorial for this card trick. So all you're going to need is the four aces, then you're going to want to take out the two jokers, but don't worry if you don't have the two jokers. All you need is just to take out two face cards that have the same color, and that works just fine. And there is a little setup for this card trick, but it's really not too big of a deal, and I definitely think it's worth it for this trick just because of how powerful of an effect it has on your spectator. So for the setup, you're just going to take off the top two cards, which are going to be random cards. Then you're going to insert two of your aces right there on top. It does not matter. It can be any two of the four aces. Then you're just going to place the two random cards directly on top of the aces, and you're going to do the same thing at the bottom. You're going to take off two random cards, slip the other two aces right in there at the bottom, then place the two random cards directly on top of the aces, and you're going to go ahead and place your two jokers or two face cards on the top of the deck, and you're ready to go. So you can go up to your spectator and tell them that you are going to be using the 2 jokers for this trick. They're going to be really important later, but right now you're just going to go ahead and place them off to the side. You can keep them face up or face down. It obviously does not matter. Now, at this point, you're going to want to make it appear to your spectator that you are mixing up the deck, but in reality, you need to keep the setup that you have, so you can do any false cuts you want to, or you can do a riffle shuffle, maintaining the setup. This is what I did in the performance. It's quite simple. So you're going to do your riffle shuffle here. Make sure you start off by riffling more than 4 cards from the bottom of the deck. You go ahead and finish the riffle shuffle, and obviously make sure you riffle more than 4 on top, and you have just maintained your setup, but your spectator thinks the deck is completely mixed up. Now, you're going to have your spectator make a selection. Make sure they do not choose one of the top 4 or bottom 4 cards. That's really easy to prevent. Just simply put your thumb over those cards and make them choose a card from the middle of the deck. So let's say they choose this card right here, and as you guys are squaring up the pack, it's really important that you count off 4 cards, because you need to get a pinky break below these top 4 cards in the deck. Just square up the pack like that, then have your spectator look at their selection. For the trick, you guys are not going to want to look at the card, but for the tutorial, we'll go ahead and turn it over here. So in this case, we have the 8 of hearts. Now, what you need to do is a Marlowe tilt. This is actually a pretty easy move to do. It just creates the illusion that you're placing your spectator's card in the middle of the deck, but in reality, you're slipping it in the 5th position from the top of the pack. You're simply putting it under the break that you already have. So in order to perform this move, to make it really convincing, you're going to start off by pushing some cards in the middle of the deck, out-jog them a little bit like this, act like you're trying to get the card in the middle. Then once you've done that a couple times, just slip it under the break like this and kind of push down on it a little bit, creating the shadow to really convince your spectator that you're placing it in the middle of the deck. Square it up like that, even dribble off the cards to really convince your spectator that you have lost their selection in the middle of the pack. But in reality, guys, it is in the 5th position from the top of the pack, which is what you need for the trick to work. Now, once you've done that, spread out the deck like so. Explain to your spectator that you don't know what their card is, nor you know where it is in the deck, but obviously you do know, but your spectator does not know that. Then you're going to take out the 2 jokers and explain to them that they are going to help find your spectator's card. So what you're going to do here is take the first joker and count off 4 cards from the top of the deck. Make sure you do this in your head. Don't just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, your spectator will get suspicious if you do that. It's quite easy just to do it in your head. You're simply going to place the first joker face up in the 5th position from the top of the deck, and right below that is going to be their selection. So that is what you're going to do with the first joker, and you're going to do the same thing here with the second joker at the bottom of the deck. Count off 4 cards in your head, then place the joker face up in that 5th position from the bottom. Square up the pack here, out-jog your jokers, and then just simply push them in. Make sure your spectators can see this big gap you have here in cards between the 2 jokers. Go ahead and place them in. Now you can, at this point in the trick, you can do one of 2 things. You can do what I did in the performance. You can simply just cut the cards like that, because what that does is it brings the 2 jokers together. Or if you are a little bit more advanced out there, you can do a pass. Either way, you are cutting the cards and you're getting the 2 jokers together. And if you're performing this trick just in front of lay spectators, doing a cut works just fine. They will not think anything of it. But obviously, in the performance, I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this video are keen on, sleight of hand moves and watch, all the moves I do really closely. And you probably did pick up on what I was doing there. But either way, guys, just cutting the cards or doing the pass works just fine. You just need to get the 2 jokers, together in the middle of the deck. So once you've done that, you're going to spread out the deck here. And once you, like I said, cut the cards or did a pass, the 2 jokers are going to be face up in the middle of the deck, but they're going to be closer together. Your spectator really will be confused on how that happened. And then you're going to spread out the cards here and tell them that the first joker is telling you that all the cards above it do not contain their selection. So you're simply going to just toss these cards off to the side, all the cards that were above the first joker. And now for the second joker, it's a little bit different. You just need to keep watch of the card directly below it, because it is their selection. So what you're going to do here is, as you're spreading out towards that second joker, just put their selection behind it like this and keep watch of where the separation is between these cards. So as you're spreading these cards out, you're going to push them together here. You're going to square them up and get a pinky break between their selection and the rest of the pack like this. You're going to lift up the top portion here and you're going to discard this bottom pile. But what you've done there, guys, is just stole their selection into this packet. That move is, probably the most difficult in this trick, in my opinion. It's actually really not too difficult to do once you get the hang of it. So if you are, struggling with this trick, make sure you practice that move to make it really look clean. Because if you do flash the card, your spectator will get suspicious. Now at this point here, all you need to do is just cut this packet one more time like this to get the jokers in the middle of the pack. And once you have done that, you're going to just wave your hands over the cards, give them a little snap, and you're going to show your spectator that the jokers have sandwiched one card like this. And before you reveal the card, what you're going to want to do is count off 2 cards from each side of the face-up jokers, because these cards right here, guys, the ones where my fingers are on, are the 4 aces. So get rid of this card, then you're going to want to casually get rid of these bottom 3 cards. In this case, the amount of cards you have on each side will vary depending on just the trick when you're doing it, but make sure you guys get to a position where you have 2 cards to the right and 2 cards to the left of the face-up jokers, because those are going to be your aces. Now, you can just first reveal the card that the jokers somehow snagged, which was your spectator's card, in this case 8 of hearts, and then the kicker ending is you snap your fingers over the 4 remaining cards and show your spectator that they are the 4 aces. So guys, that is the card trick. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I definitely recommend you give this one a try. It really will get great reactions from all of your spectators. So that is going to conclude this video. Make sure to enter the giveaway. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.